All right, have at it.
We'll take our first question from Nate.
Hey, Jim Bob, just in your estimation on that 3rd and 1 pitch play to Trey Sermon, what kind of went wrong on that play?
Yeah, we just didn't do a good enough job, sort of coaching wise, getting everything set up the way we would have liked to on that play. Kind of give the defense credit for playing it well. We kind of envisioned a little different outcome there. Obviously, just gotta do a little bit better job coaching and setting up the play and putting our guys in a better position to have success.
James.
Jim Bob, obviously JT didn't play in the fourth quarter. How aware are you of those things, and what are those conversations like on the sideline when the guy, had 12 carries for 103 and then doesn't touch the field in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, we're talking about all that stuff. We're talking about sort of schematic stuff, personnel stuff, who's in, who's out, obviously game situation and all that stuff. Those are discussions that are ongoing on the headsets amongst all of us.
JJ.
Jim Bob, if Downs is back this week or next week or whenever it is, how does his ability to create separation and find open space out of the slot, how does that help Anthony out, just kind of hit some of those layups?
Yeah, Josh, played really good ball in his first year as a rookie and was having a really, really strong camp. So to have a really good player. Obviously, he's played primarily in the slot, but I think he can play outside a little bit. But he's played primarily in the slot. To have a really good player that's going to come in, I think he and Anthony have a really good chemistry. So whenever that time is, we're excited to get Josh back. He's, like I said, he's put in such a great offseason and training camp of work. We're looking forward to watching that pay off for him with a really productive season this year. So it'll, always good to add a good player back into the mix, and for Josh especially, just kind of knowing how hard he's worked to get back. Whenever that time comes, we're excited to see it, and I'm sure Anthony is too.
Joel.
Do you guys need to get Anthony a few more design runs? I know you probably can't say a number, but
I think every week by game plan, it's a weekly discussion that we talk about how our run game is going to look and how that meshes with the RPO game, the pass game, and all that. What we're sort of asking each of our players to do, Anthony obviously being a very key one of those. And then it always plays into how the defense is going to play those things. So we Shane has said it early on, and we've all talked about it, how dangerous Anthony is running the ball, and how we want to let that help our offense. It's an ongoing game plan factor where, sometimes, I think a little bit earlier in the offseason, I was talking about how dangerous it can be to have Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson, sort of reading that defensive end, and one of them has it and one of them doesn't, and how tough that is on the defense. Give the defense a little bit of credit for they sometimes they can pick who that is. They can make that decision. They can play that run play a certain way. So, as we game plan this thing, as we sort of put our plan together each week, we're looking to, produce better on offense than we did last week overall for sure, and use all the talented players and all the talent that we have to help us do that. But like I said, in this league, give defenses credit for making the offenses work. It's a little bit of a cat and mouse game sometimes. And sort of last week we didn't quite play up to the standard we would have liked to. I think that was obvious on offense, and we're looking to bounce back. Long season ahead, bunch of ball games to go, and I like our guys, like our chances.
Stephen.
Hey, Jim Bob. When Anthony came in after the game to talk to us, I mean, I could see on his face like he was pissed, which is healthy, I think. Just what have been your interactions with him, maybe in these adverse situations? Just in terms of like what his mood is, and just how hard does he take it, and just how does he kind of process all that?
Yeah. He's really good on the sidelines. We're going through these games, and you're going to have ups and downs in the games. You're going to have the touchdown drives that where you're rolling, full speed ahead. You're going to have those sort of 3-and-out drives. You're going to have, everything's going to happen to you over the course of an NFL season coming out of those drives. Anthony's been really good. Obviously, we sort of talk after most series, go through the plays, go through that surface. And then a lot of times he's talking to his teammates. He's communicating with them. They're talking about what they like or what they don't like. Sometimes Anthony sort of speaks his mind with what he sees out of a route or out of anything that goes on out there, which I think is really healthy for an offensive football team to have those discussions on the sideline. And when the quarterback is comfortable having that discussion and making those sort of having those talks on the sideline, it's really good for everybody. So, we're into it. He's competing like crazy. That 4th down run, what a competitive, finishing play that was by him. We're all fighting like crazy to go win these things. And, we're playing at the highest level in the world, and shoot, sometimes you're going to throw a few punches, you're going to take a few punches, but he's competing like crazy. We're really excited about, where we're heading, where this thing's going. We're going to keep this thing moving. We got to get better today. We got to get better tomorrow. We got to get better this week. That's all of us. But Anthony's been really good. Demeanor's really good on the sideline and sort of around the building.
George.
Yeah, I know it's all obviously only been 2 weeks, but how much have you learned about what Anthony likes and what he doesn't like, and how best to utilize him in this scheme from live game reps?
I think that's the best way to learn about all of our players. We value practice a whole lot, right? Talk about that all training camp and all that good stuff. But when you get in these live games, things do change. Things are different. Obviously, it's live action. It's full tackle football. There's not cards. There's not scripts. There's not any of that stuff. There's a lot we learn about all our guys, and the best. I've said this before. You guys keep a running tally of some of these comments I say, but the best teams in this league, the best offenses in this league, they get better as the year goes, month to month, week to week, and we intend on doing that. And I think one of the real keys to doing that is utilizing your personnel better and better and better as the season goes. And you learn something about a certain play you put up, or a certain route you put up for a guy, or a certain run scheme you put up for different guys blocking different sides of it, all that good stuff. So this is the time of year that we're learning a lot about our guys, especially our guys that maybe aren't multiple year veterans in the NFL that are playing their first or second or third year, second year in our system at the most here. So we are learning a lot, and the goal is to improve how we utilize them, and the more we learn, the better we'll do that.
Chap.
Yeah, Jim Bob, one of the craziest stats is that 20 minutes of possession time. Some of that's on the defense for not getting off the field, but how much of it is on you guys for not making the layups and sustaining things?
Chad, we need to do a better job, and we want to. The standard's higher around here for sustaining drives. Nobody wants to have a 3 and out. It's going to happen to you in the NFL from time to time. And then from time to time, we've had some explosive plays which will shorten a drive, but we would like to have those drives where you're making first downs, you're converting those first downs, through a mix of different play types. You're able to sort of control the ball, control the line of scrimmage. That'll ultimately help you control the game. We can do that better as an offense, and I think that'll be good for our whole group. Our guys are fighting like crazy. It's an emphasis for us. It's an emphasis for us as a coaching staff. We got to do a better job as a staff, sort of preparing to have that happen, to let that happen, to encourage that to happen. So, as an offense, we're definitely looking to control the ball a little bit more efficiently there, which I think will help our whole team.
Last two here. We'll go James and then Nate.
Yeah, Bob, again, I mean this with all respect, but just curious on JT, why didn't he play in the fourth quarter from your perspective?
Coach kind of hit this yesterday. The game situations, when they change in this league, those things tend to happen when you get into big passing situations. I'm not going to get into sort of play calling and all that, but Coach Shane was planning on throwing the ball a bunch. And that emphasizes different aspects of the game, and that's just sort of the direction we went with it.
Last question, Nate.
Jim Bob, just curious what you guys are doing or can do to get Michael Pittman Jr. going. Just surprising to see him go 2 games and not, be a big factor, especially when you threw the ball as much as you did the other day.
Yeah, we got to get all our guys going. Pitt's been such a good player around here. We were just a little unsynced the other day on offense, and it got all of us. It got all of our, everybody's targets and everybody's everything. We just got to sort of regroup, and here we go. Week 2 turns to week 3. We want to play a little better football around here. That's gonna lead to those more sustained drives Chap was asking about, and that'll come with more touches and targets and completions and third down conversions and all that good stuff. Right? It's early in the season. It's an NFL season. There's going to be things that pop up that we have to sort of work on and improve. And Pitt's a very, very important part of this offense. The better we are all playing, the more targets everybody's going to get and completions and yards and all that good stuff. So we got to get the whole operation sort of going a little bit better this next week. And we got a big opponent coming in here that's playing really good defensive football that's going to challenge us. And Pitt's going to be a big part of why we have success around here on offense. So we're going to look to improve overall and look forward to watching our guys get to make those plays again.
That was the last question. Thanks so much, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good Tuesday.